Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jupiter Climb, and today I'm going to be commentating this losers quarters match between Fuse and VaeVictus. We're getting started here momentarily. Okay, and we are off. So I'll talk a little bit more about the settings in a moment, but this is a Shop Sanity randomizer tournament. So both runners are going to have access to a shop early on that includes randomized priced weapons and souls. Let's see, anything good in the shop today? We got Devil. That's very good. So the goal of this randomizer is to defeat Graham with all 3 of the book souls equipped. Then our runners will have to go on to fight Julius and Chaos for the true ending. Go mode in this game requires all 3 of the books to let you know which souls are needed for the true ending, as well as some form of flight and some ability to move underwater. You'll notice on VaeVictus's screen, there's also an area shuffle applied, so areas do not connect in the same way they do in vanilla. It's random every seed. And bosses are also shuffled here. So, okay, our first progression item is going to be Malthus, double jump. And Vae's gonna head back to the left here just to do a few out of the way checks. You can go forward, but if there's something good here and you don't check early, it can cost you minutes. Seeing a question in chat about the shop. Yeah, the shop will never carry gray souls, only some combination of red, blue, and yellow, and anything related to movement or progression is never going to be found in the shop. Speaking of progression, VaeVict is making absolutely the right call to come back, finding Skula, as does Fuse. And that's going to mean underwater access very early. Ooh, another gray canister. Slide, nice. Alright, so let me share a little bit of information about both of these runners here. Fuse is actually the creator of this updated randomizer. This is a brand new version of the Rando that's been around for coming up to about a year now, but it's still being worked on. New features are being added all the time. VaeVictus, meanwhile, is a top Aria of Sorrow speedrunner, so it should be a really great match. Fuse, meanwhile, did pick up a Rush Soul at the shop, already putting that to good use. Those Rush Souls are some of the best in the game. And I think this is some very interesting routing from Vae, deciding to go ahead and knock out the arena early. The downside with this is it's a very dangerous area. This is a late game area in the vanilla game, so it's super easy to die here, especially without much armor. But opening this up now can save a lot of time later on. Oh, cutting it so close. Teleporter's right here on the right. Very nice. Okay. And Vae's gonna pick up a free heal from Mina. Meanwhile, Fuse using the Siren Soul for some extra damage. Looks like Fuse did not pick up the Joyous Sword that Vae is using. Might want to save that money for something else later on. Now, with Malphus, there are a number of different routes that are already open up to both players. They can go up here, or they can go down. So, I'm curious. Fuse's screen is a little bit frozen at the moment, but there's a possible divergence here between the runners. Okay, so it looks like Fuse is doing this sequence break where you can jump onto a platform a little bit early and head up to the garden area. Let's see where this area is randomized. Oh, okay. It's garden still, just the other entrance. And opting to come back later. All right, so this is interesting. So Vae is actually going to continue in. See what the garden has. Now, the good thing about the garden is there are a bunch of checks here. The downside is it often leads to a dead end requiring a lengthy backtrack. Fuse, meanwhile, finds the entrance to Reservoir. But needs some kind of extra ability like flying armor or flight to get up there. So gonna head back and take the top route. Interesting. Okay, so Vae picks up Kicker Skeleton. This opens up a couple of checks, but it's also really nice for general movement. So that's a good find. Fuse finding Basilisk, one of the very worst souls in the game. But you never know, any soul that the runners find in a canister that's not a gray soul might end up being required for the true ending, so you always want to pick those up and keep them, if you can. Okay, so far neither runner finding anything too important here. One more check in the gardens for Vae. Okay, that's an armor upgrade. Okay, interesting. So Vae finds the waterfall exit to Reservoir. Oh, and Black Panther. That is great for Vae and very concerning for Fuse. So this is the Speed Soul in Aria. You want to get this as soon as possible. As you can see, movement speed more than doubles with this thing equipped. So huge advantage to Vae. That garden route paid off big. Now the good news for Fuse is there will be a duplicate Panther somewhere else in the castle. So he might find it soon. But if not, Vae is going to slowly build up a lead here. Vae finding top floor, that's very important. This is one of the 2 required area checks in the randomizer, the other being Garden, which both of our runners have found. And that leads straight into the chapel. Okay, next boss, Manticore. Shouldn't be too tough with the Joyous. Yeah, good fight. Okay, Bale is really nice for Vae. That's one of the better int boosts. And another great canister, Hippogriff. Oh my goodness. Vae's routing this seed has been... Well, I have to imagine it's very close to optimal. Early Black Panther and early Flight. So at this point, the entire castle is now opened up to Vae. All he needs at this point is the 3 books. And we could have a really quick go mode here. Meanwhile, Fuse starting his death fight. This is not an easy fight, especially at a low level. And I don't think Fuse has the best equipment overall, but Devil Soul can be very effective here. Alright, so Vae hits a dead end. I'm curious to see if Vae's going to head straight back to the top floor. He is a very low level for that area, but going ahead and opening it up now could be a nice shortcut. Knock out some checks early. Oh, instead looks like Vae's gonna go clear out the arena. I like this. Because Vae has slide, he can full clear the arena right away. And this area has a pretty good concentration of checks. Yeah, I said before that Fuse did not have the best weapons, but I missed that somewhere he picked up the Balmung. This is one of the better weapons in the whole game. Backdash for Vae. And good fight from Fuse. Although for Fuse's sake at this point, I hope that the duplicate Panther is right around the corner. There are a few more checks here still to do in the quarters. If that's interesting, so Fuse finds the other form of flight, which is a giant bat. So in some ways, giant bat is better than Hippogriff, and in some ways it's worse. Ideally, you know, as a runner, you want to have both at some point. It's too bad, though. I was hoping when I saw that blue canister that Fuse would be picking up that duplicate Panther. But no, still in the hunt for it. Okay, Vae finds flying armor in the arena. Interesting. A little bit too late for that to be useful. Interesting. So it looks like Vae is opting not to do the Wrecking Ball check. I think it's because Vae does not have any kind of short jump cancel weapon, but as a tip, you can always just unequip what you have and go with your fists instead. That might have been a good option there. But alright, so we're gonna kind of orphan a couple of checks in the arena, come back later. Interesting, so Fuse finds the Excalibur weapon in the shop. I'm sorry, that's VaeVictus finding the Excalibur in the shop, as well as Wooden Golem. So I think now's the time to, yeah, sell some stuff here. Yep, going with Excalibur. Ooh, and a Positron rifle, I missed that. Wow. Alright, so now Vae is absolutely stacked for weapons for the rest of the seed. Those are two S-tier pieces of gear. Okay, so now Vae is going to double back and do a lot of areas that Fuse has already completed, but you'll notice these are going to go by a ton quicker with Panther. Meanwhile, on Fuse's side, we have not seen this area. Let's see what's on the right here. Okay, clock tower, interesting. Meanwhile, Vae finds the other side of Forbidden. There are 2 checks here in Forbidden. Both take quite a while to get. But I think with Panther it makes sense to just go ahead and get them. Okay, nothing much for check 1. Yeah, so Forbidden kind of a bust, unfortunately. Thor Hammer is pretty good, but at this point, Vae has better weapons. Vae is debating. So went back to the chapel, could have gone to top floor, but I think wants to continue exploring Castle Corridor a bit more. Meanwhile, Fuse now in the study. This is the first we're seeing of the study. Interesting, so Fuse decided to reset out, huh? Only wanted to do the first part of the study for now, it looks like. So we're almost 25 minutes in now, and still no books. That's a little bit unusual. A duplicate Skula for Faye. Nothing much else. And it looked like Clock Tower was also empty. A lightning doll for Vae. That is a really good red soul. But so far, once again, nothing much else, nothing required down here in the dance hall. Okay, Balor, this is going to be a little bit tough. So, Balor is one of the later fights in Aria of Sorrow. And as good as the positron rifle is, it's pretty awkward for this fight. As you can see, the hitbox doesn't quite connect unless you move to the side. Yeah, I totally agree with this call, switching over to the Excalibur. Meanwhile, Fuse finding something interesting, Galamoth is going to open up a couple of checks in the quarters. Seeing a comment in chat, the Excalibur is such a funny weapon. Agreed. This is my favorite weapon in the whole Castlevania series. A very literal take on the sword and the stone, and it makes sense, right? I mean, Soma... Well, I won't spoil, but for plot reasons, if you know what's going on, it makes sense that he can't wield the Excalibur properly. So yeah, hilarious weapon. But they've got to be a little careful here. Gotta be really careful, okay? All that for some curry, huh? That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so Fuse does get Black Panther. That's great. There is a duplicate somewhere, we haven't found it yet. But, better late than never for sure. Yeah, Positron is so good for Big Golem. Excellent fight from Vae. Ooh, and a rune ring from Vae. This is widely considered the very best accessory, other than the Chaos Ring, of course. Fuse finds the Khalid Balg sword, which could come in handy later. One of the better choices for Julius. But you know what's kind of funny? 30 minutes in and still no books. I think I saw in chat that maybe Fuse picked up the yellow book. If so, I did not see it. But we're at kind of 0 to 1 books for both. Which means that if Fuse can make some good routing decisions here and get a little bit lucky on the routing, he could honestly take the lead here. Definitely still anybody's race. I believe Fuse has found literally every castle map in the game. Oh, and a loop from the top to the bottom, not so good. Also, I'm wondering why Fuse didn't get the secret room. So at this point, we have seen a pretty good chunk of the castle. The two areas we really need to explore still are top floor, which has a bunch of checks, and then the eastern part of the reservoir, which neither runner has gone to yet. There's also a chance for a book or two at Galamoth. Oh, here we go. Here's the yellow book. Let's see. So yellow book is it is Basilisk. Ha 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 ha. That's not what you want to see. So Basilisk is the worst required yellow soul in the game. The reason why is when you have it equipped, it dramatically reduces your offense. And to get the true ending, you have to equip it for part of the fake final fight. So the way it works is Graham Phase 2 has 1500 HP, and runners will have to count, make sure they don't go over 1500, and then at the very last second switch over to Basilisk and finish the fight. So it's almost like a mathematical game of chicken, and speaking from experience, it's very easy to miscount in the moment and lose minutes. So that could lead to some funny drama later in the seed here. That was a great death fight from Vae. Nice combo of Devil plus Positron. Let's see, what does Fuse want in the shop here? Picked up Lilith for the int boost. I think that's it. Meanwhile, Vae gets Giant Bat. And a melon. It looks like Vae's debating here. Vae finding another loop in the quarters. Still no books. We're gonna get a chance on Fuse's side to see what those checks were that Vae skipped earlier. Oh my god, I gotta be careful. Oh man, that Dryad almost knocked out Vae. That would have been killer. Yeah, very scary enemy in Aria. Okay, blue canister behind the wrecking ball for Fuse. Alistor might be the required blue. Never know. So far, even the arena checks that they didn't do look pretty underwhelming. So where are those last two books, I wonder? We are running pretty low on checks here. I'm very curious to see who's going to end up in top floor first. I have a feeling we'll find at least one book there. Seeing a question in chat, is top floor considered a strategic routing play? It's really up to runner preference. Personally, I always like to get top floor as soon as possible because that's where you want to go to get the true ending, and you can just access the warp points so you can warp back as soon as you're ready. That also helps avoid situations like this one, where you're kind of going all over the castle hoping to find something that's not in top floor. The downside of doing top floor early is it's super easy to die, and a death can definitely cost you the whole race. So it's kind of a 50-50, I would say. Undine for Fuse. Not important at this point. Okay, so here Fuse is going to do something we haven't seen yet, which is the Galamoth. Check. This could be big. In a perfect world for Fuse, he might just find both books right here. And that would put him clearly in the lead. But I think he'd be happy with even one. Okay, Fuse is not doing Galamoth. Perhaps he did it already and I didn't see it? Oh, here we go. Nice. Vae finds book 2. What is it? Cognazo. Both of our runners have that. Okay, great. So now just one more book. And Vae will be in go mode. Alright, so I don't think Legion's going to be too bad. Vae's got a lot of really good options here for this fight. Excalibur's great. Positron is also great. A little bit of bad luck for Vae. That leads to the locked entrance to top floor. Another cool reason to do top floor early is you can open up that dead end. So you don't run into this situation here where you have to do a long backtrack out of study. But thankfully with Panther and Hippogriff, it's not so bad. But yeah, now I think now is definitely the time for a top floor visit. So I expect that's where Vae's gonna head to next. Welcome to the Raiders from SpeedGaming 4. We are in the middle of the first of two matches today between Fuse and VaeVictus. Currently, Vae has a very slight lead, but it's really going to come down to routing at this point. We'll see, what is Vae trying to get from the shop here? Lots of healing. And that's it, okay. Okay, so it looks like Vae's actually going to do Eastern first. Picks up blocking mail, that's very handy. One of the better pieces of armor overall. Still trying to find that red book. There it is, okay. Vae finds it in Eastern. Now let's see, what is it? Hopefully Vae will take a look at the menu. We can see if we have that soul already or not. Where Tiger? Yes, I believe both of our runners found that towards the start. So, okay. VaeVictus is the first of our runners here in Go mode. From here, Vae has to fight 3 bosses to win. First one's going to be Graham, then Julius Belmont, and finally Chaos. All 3 of those fights are tough, but Vae's got some of the best armor and weapons in the whole game. Plus a pretty good amount of healing as well, so I think it'll be pretty manageable. Okay, so here we got Graham. Looks like Vae's gonna use a combo of Positron and Rush Soul. Oh, never mind, switching over to the Excalibur. Or maybe the Calibulk? Yeah, it looks like it's the Calibulk. So here's where we have to play our numbers game. It's gonna be Basilisk, Cognazo, and what was the red one? Were-Tiger? Yeah. So take a look. He was dealing 50 damage without Basilisk. Now with Basilisk, what's the damage? Down to 10, ouch. So yeah, a 40-point reduction. This is why this is a little bit awkward. Even the mighty Excalibur only dealing 21. Okay, but Vae gets through it fine. Now he can switch off and back to the better souls he has. Okay, Fuse finding book 2. But behind by, I would say, at least 5 minutes. It's going to be tough to catch up. I think at this point, Fuse is trying to count on some kind of a death. And that's not out of the question. The Chaos fight in particular is very difficult, and deaths do happen there often. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Currently, Vae is on pace for a time just over an hour, which is very good. One last shopping trip for Vae. I imagine we're going to be focusing on healing. Yep, okay. So now Vae's got 9 curries. Looking good to go. Hey, please get your favorite jam emote ready, because now we got the Julius fight with the classic Julius theme. Alright, so what's the strat here? A lot of curly. And Khaled Bog, okay? I think this is a solid setup for Vae. And yeah, as you can see, Julius does hit pretty dang hard. Not an easy fight by any means. But Vae is dealing great damage here. Okay, on to phase 2. Okay, and very nice fight from Vae. Just one left. So here we've got the Chaotic Realm. This is a nice quick area. Can be a little bit awkward to move around in, but with Hippogriff and Black Panther, shouldn't take more than a few minutes for Vae. This is also where Vae's speedrunning experience will be very handy. As a reminder, we will have another match immediately after this one, so don't go anywhere. This is losers bracket, so whoever loses this best of 3 will be out of the bracket. We'll see after Vae wraps this up if a game 3 will be needed. Oh, it looks like Fuse is actually guessing on one of the souls. So yes, sometimes runners will opt to do that, where they'll just try and guess instead of finding one of the books. The problem with that strategy is it's only a 1 in 6 chance of being accurate. So it's a bit unreliable, but it can be nice as like a Hail Mary option. Anyway, they now moving on to the Chaos fight. This one is tough. But I know I think he's going to have no trouble with this. Okay, so here on phase 2, the goal is to destroy at least a couple of the eyes to lower the core's defense. Different runners have different strats, and it also kind of depends on which equipment you found over the course of the seed. So here I think 2 eyes is going to be enough. Yeah, and it looks like Vae agrees, okay. Oh, nice blocking mail. That was kind of a dicey situation for Vae. Blocking mail helping out big time. And should be getting very close to the end here. Excellent, okay. GG to Vae. Very nice game 1, well played. Meanwhile, Fuse just wrapped up the Gram fight and is going to be moving on to the Garden here. Okay, so I'm not sure what weapons Fuse has found over the past kind of 10 or so minutes. Interest if these strats are going to be similar or different. Looks like Khalidbolg, Elfin Robe, which is great for Int, and Devil. Okay, and down goes Julius. Good fight from Fuse. As a reminder, please do give the runners a follow if you enjoyed this game 1 of 2 today. I think that was definitely a very entertaining first race. So I think overall, the big difference between these two runners was that early Panther. I think overall Vae's routing was a bit sharper early on, and that paid off big. But Fuse made a lot of really good decisions down the stretch, and I'm excited to see how Game 2 goes. I think Fuse could definitely make a comeback here. Ooh, gotta be careful here. So we didn't see too many combos during Vae's fight, but yeah, Chaos has a nasty habit, as you can see right there, of comboing Soma. You can lose your life bar in one hit if you get stuck by some of those orbs and get knocked into the eye or to the dragon. This fight can go very wrong very fast. In fact, Few should probably heal. I think he's one hit away from death here. There we go. Oof. Yeah, that was such a tough pattern for Fuse. Okay, so round two. I think Fuse's strategy there was very, very good. Hopefully the patterns are a little bit more cooperative on this attempt. Tough. Well, it looks like Fuse has gone offline for a brief moment. Hopefully back soon here. He mentioned before in the Discord that the internet's a little bit start and stop, so it shouldn't be too long. Currently no forfeit though, so I don't think that's what it is. I'm not seeing anything about a forfeit in the chat. Well, I'm keeping an eye on the race time channel as well, so if Fuse does finish, but is not able to get the stream back up, I will let you all know what the final time ends up being. For now, we'll just switch back to Vae's audio here, so we get a little music in the background. Yeah, right after this, internet issues permitting, we will have round 2. I expect the runners will want a 5-minute break or so, but then after that, we'll hop right back in.